Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For my video today, I'm going to be talking about the one and only, the legendary Neverfull from Louis Vuitton. This is mine right here, and I plan to give you as comprehensive and as thorough a video and review of this bag as I possibly can. And yeah, this bag is 12 years old, guys. I have been using it steadily and consistently for 12 years. Yes, you heard that right. 12 years of daily use. And so I want to go over the stats and the history and the function, as well as the wear and tear on the bag. So if you are a fan of Neverfulls, or you're wondering whether you should buy one, you definitely want to stick around. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. This Neverfull, obviously, is the Damier Ebene. It is in the MM size. I purchased this bag brand new on December 1st of 2011. So that is like 12 and a half years ago. And I got it for $869, which was the price at that time. I wanted a larger bag. I wanted a canvas bag. I just went with the Ebene because I just really prefer it. I mean, it's just my preference. I really do like the Damier Ebene, although it did come out in 2007, the Neverfull bag. It was supposed to be competition for the Goyard Saint Louis bag, and it was supposed to be like I guess like a beach bag or something like that, but it was a hit right away. They did come in three different sizes. There's the PM, which is smaller than this, obviously. This is the MM, which is about 12 inches by 11 inches by 5.5 inches wide. And that's just like the base measurements and the height measurements. But in reality, you can see at the top, it is much larger than 12 inches. It's more like 16 inches at the top. And they came in the regular monogram canvas, and of course the Ebene, and they also come in the Damier Azur. Now, mine is, again, it was purchased in 2011, so it is like the first generation of the Neverfull. There are a couple telltale signs for that. One is the lining of the bag, and the other one is the fact that the bag did not come with the pouch. I think they introduced the pouch in 2013. So for under $900, you got this beautiful bag, and I'm just popping the pocket out here so you can see the lining and what I mean by that. So if you're ever looking for a pre-owned Neverfull and you see this particular lining, then you're going to know that it is one of the older ones, because it has not just the stripes, but it also has the flowers, and then the script of the Louis Vuitton is going to be like this cursive writing, whereas now I believe they use the block letters and they no longer have the little flowers on the striped material. So it, like I said, it also did not come with the little pouch, which is kind of unfortunate. Although, to be honest with you, there are a couple rings in here. There's a ring here, and there's also a ring here, which if you wanted to attach a pouch, of course you could. All right, so when I bought this bag, my thought was that it was going to be my everyday carry bag, and the idea, at least in my mind, was that I was going to cinch the sides in, because it does have these ties on the side with a slider. They are attached permanently. You cannot remove them, and I thought that what I was going to do was just tuck the sides in and make the bag sort of like a smaller, narrower bag like this, and I thought that that is how I would carry it as an everyday carry. That didn't really work out. Unfortunately, what I do find, and what I found back then, of course, is that the sliders just slide. So if you put anything at all in the bag or you're moving around, they just slip and slide. And because of that, it never really stays cinched, and consequently, I just kind of gave up with that idea, and I just pulled the sliders and I let them, you know, do their thing as they wanted to. So they just kind of hang there right now, and I don't really use them at all. Another thing that I expected, I thought it was going to be, you know, a big, roomy, handy bag. Very, very roomy, of course. But the problem is that it's a big open space, and for an everyday carry bag, I found that like if I was in the car and I would hit the brakes, the bag would flop forward and everything would fall out. I didn't have a bag organizer at that time, and so I just kind of got really frustrated with it. The fact that it was just a big open hole. It was almost too big for an everyday carry for me, and I just got frustrated with it, and I decided to just shelve it for a little while. So I probably had it on the shelf for a couple months. So let's say by the end of 2012, I had maybe used it for maybe 3 or 4 solid months as an everyday handbag, and then I just kind of put it aside. So some of you might know I am a teacher. And one day I'm getting ready for work and I'm putting all of my stuff in this, shopping bag from a store, and I thought, wait, what am I doing? I might as well just use my Neverfull because it is a tote bag. So I started using the Neverfull for the tote bag, and I have not stopped since. So pretty much this goes to work with me every single day, and it carries everything I want. So sometimes I have books, sometimes I have tablets. Usually I have a big binder, I have pens, pencils, notepads, what are those things called? What you put in your computer? Oh my goodness. I'm having a moment of forgetfulness here. What are they called? You know what I mean. Flash drives. Okay, so flash drives go in here. I have the big pocket on the inside, which I usually keep my ID in there and everything. And then there are days when I throw in my shoes because I have a very long walk from my parking lot to my desk. And I usually just wear sneakers or something like that, or boots in the bad weather, and then I switch and put on my pretty shoes. So I carry my shoes in here as well. And honestly, I have never ever found that there wasn't enough room in this bag. I mean, look at it. It is absolutely gigantic, and you can put anything you want in it. Sometimes I put my lunch in there, sometimes, an umbrella, a water bottle, whatever I need to carry. Everything fits in my Neverfull. You can put it on your shoulder, of course, which I do quite frequently, but there are days when I just hand carry it, and that works perfectly well too, because the drop is kind of perfect. It's not so short that it can't go comfortably over your shoulder, and it's not so long that if you're holding it in your hand, it's touching the ground. So it really is perfect as far as the measurements go. And like I said, I have been using this steadily pretty much every day I go to work. So that is a long time. That is 12 years of wear and tear. And I do want to show you what that ultimately looks like. So, oh, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, that this bag is actually reversible. So you could, if you wanted to, completely reverse it and wear it with the canvas on the outside, with the fabric on the outside and the canvas, the coated canvas on the inside. And I have some video footage to show you what that would look like. So I did that. I don't do that very often, and I have absolutely never carried it inside out, and I've never seen anybody carry it inside out either, but it is an option in case you were wondering. But the bag itself is completely reversible. Okay, by the way, I do want to show you where the date code is, just in case you were wondering. It's tucked up here underneath the pocket. And the pocket is huge. It also flops out like I have already done before. It has a really nice zipper, and there is the embossing of the Louis Vuitton. I think it says Paris. This one is made in USA. But if you reverse it, as I did, you can see the interior of the bag. Now again, keep in mind this is 12 years of wear. So there are some spots on the bottom, a couple little ink spots on the bottom. Primarily the most wear and tear is in the corners of the bag where there's some rubbing, a little bit of black marks and so forth. That might just be, I have this big black binder that I carry with me every day, and it might just be that binder rubbing in there. I've never actually washed it, but I suppose you could. You could pull the lining inside out, and then you can wash the bag if you want to. I have not, because to be honest with you, I just never got around to it really. And it's just such a fabulous bag. So Now the wear and tear on this bag is going to be in the places that you're going to expect it. The ties, because I really don't use them, look perfect. I just want to point out the hardware. There's not a whole lot of hardware on this bag, but it is still in fantastic shape. So you do have these little buttons here that have the Louis Vuitton on them, and then you can see the little D-ring as well as a D-ring here. Nice, bright, shiny. I've never ever polished these, ever. Never. They're just beautiful. They are not tarnishing in any way. I'm not getting any weird spots on them. And same on this side. None of the hardware in here is tarnished in any way. Not even on the inside where the rivet from those ties is. It still looks beautiful as well. And then there is this little clip on the top. So if you really want to like that extra measure of security, you can do this too if you wanted to. I tend not to do that. Most of the time it's because the items that I have in here are a little bit higher than the top of the bag, and you know, it's just not serving its purpose to go ahead and clip that close. But you can do that if you want to. All right, let's get again to the wear and tear. So the canvas looks absolutely beautiful. Sometimes Louis Vuitton canvas will get these funny white scratches or marks on it, and the only one that I have been able to find, and I have examined this bag very, very thoroughly, is on the bottom, and it has one little white mark right there. But that is pretty much it. Now, I'm a person who takes very good care of my bags in general, but this is the exception. I don't like to put my handbags on the floor at all. I hardly ever do it, but this one, when I walk into work, I usually put it down on the floor or my desk, and then I store it on my shelf. And I don't really, I just don't baby this bag. It's kind of, because it's such a part of my daily routine that I don't even really think about it as like a big, you know, luxury bag. I just look at it as my workhorse. And so I really have not babied this thing at all. I have never polished the leather. I have never washed the inside. Like I said, the way I do clean the inside is turning it inside out. Sometimes I'll use a lint brush. Sometimes I will use a vacuum cleaner. Both of those work really well just to get the dust and so forth out of there. But in general, you know, there's standard wear and tear on the leather. Obviously is very dark brown leather, and the one area that of course you're going to see wear is on this little area here where the strap actually meets the chap. So all four areas of the handle are going to look a little bit, you know, worn. They certainly are not brand new, but they also flop really nicely too, so they're not so stiff. I find that this bag doesn't hurt my shoulder at all, that the straps stay put on my shoulder, so I never really have to worry about this annoying thing or them digging into my shoulder or anything like that. Usually if the bag is very, very heavy, I'll just hand carry it. Other areas of concern or wear are going to be at the top. So this Damier Ebene, of course, has the brown leather rather than the vachetta or the vaquetta leather, however you pronounce it. So there's some seams right here, and the seam is starting to like flip up a little bit. And then there's obviously some wear on the top of the leather itself. One side is a little worse than the other side. But it's not like you're gonna look at this bag from a distance and go, oh my God, what a wreck. Why is she wearing that old thing? I really, really am impressed with the wear and tear on this bag. So this is an everyday, all weathers, all temperatures, all kinds of crazy things that go in here. I probably should have taken a picture of the stuff that I took out of it, just so you can see that, you know, it's not like neat and tidy like my everyday handbag is. This is pretty much, you throw everything in and you go. And the bottom of the bag, it just impresses me because there's hardly any corner wear on this bag, and it really is a testament to the quality of Louis Vuitton's canvas that you can actually use a bag like this steadily for such a long period of time, over a decade, and you still have, I mean, really, how can you argue with this? The bag itself is still in fantastic shape for its age. I love this tote bag. It's the only tote bag I want. It's the only tote bag I use. There are many beautiful tote bags out there and I have admired them, but in reality, I don't think you can beat this. I think it is the perfect tote bag. Do I wish that I had the little pouch to go with it? Yes, I do. However, I kind of like the lining of this one better than the newer ones. Now, of course, they come in all kinds of different special editions, and they have them in epi, and they have them with the big monograms. And have they done it in, what is that kind of leather called? The empreinte. They might have done it in the empreinte as well too. So, you know, from being an introductory bag that was meant, you know, just to be a beach bag, it is now absolutely a classic. Cannot beat it. I believe the current price is like right now $2,030. So like I said, I paid $869, and I think that was with tax because I got that total from the website because I have an account with Louis Vuitton, and that's how much I paid for this bag. So in 12 years time, the price of the bag has gone up $1,200. So it is more than doubled. And yeah, I mean, my cost per wear on this bag, it has to be pennies. It absolutely has to be pennies because I have just been carrying this pretty steadily for all of these years, and I have no plans to change because I think it is just a fantastic bag. So if you have been thinking about getting it, don't hesitate. If you're looking for a pre-owned one, yeah, I would go for it because obviously the newer prices are much more expensive. You can find a nice one in good condition or very good condition, pre-owned, and you just want to take the plunge and do it, by all means do it, because it is probably the most durable, the most die-hard luxury bag I have ever had in my life, and I love it. So that is it for my review of the Neverfull. If you have any comments or questions, do leave them down below. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, everyone. Take care.